Welcome to Scumbags of History. I am Mateen Stewart.
And I'm Brittany Schmitt.
And every week we pick a historical figure and we tell you how they're a scumbag.
Or maybe they're not.
No, they're going to be a scumbag. I mean, your scumbag scale might be different than my scumbag scale, so.
Yeah, that's
we'll
true.
See. Well, have you ever heard of Mother Teresa?
Of course I have.
Did you know she was a scumbag?
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was a scumbag.
No, she wasn't.
Because today, she's our scumbag, Mother Teresa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about scumbags of history. Talking about these people suck ass. They were pieces of shit. They still pieces of shit. Scumbags of history. Scumbags of history.
What do you know about Mother Teresa?
Literally nothing. I think she was Catholic, right?
Yeah, she's Catholic.
And then she
weren't you Catholic? Aren't you
yes,
Catholic?
I went through school the whole time. I was like, la 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 la. I didn't want to listen to any of it.
So you're Catholic and you've never
I've heard of her. I just wasn't paying attention. I wasn't online. Like, I don't care what she was up to. Whatever she was doing, I didn't care.
She's a saint.
Okay.
She's
so
Saint...
is Elton John, isn't he?
No, he's a sir. Come on. Saint Elton John. Oh my God. No, Elton John is a sir. Mother Teresa is a saint.
Tomato, potato.
Potato, potato. Potato, potato. Okay. In 1979, she won the Nobel Peace Prize.
For what?
For all her work that she did with the poverty and helping people not be poor. And she worked with a lot of lepers.
She should have gotten over to Skid Row.
Well, she spent most of her time in India. So 1997, she died. Mm-hmm. She got a Nobel Peace Prize in 1979.
Okay.
Also, in 1996, you know what happened?
No.
She was made into a Cinnabon. You ever heard of the nun bun?
She wasn't made into a Cinnabon.
A Cinnabon was made, like a cinnamon roll was made.
First of all, it wasn't at Cinnabon.
No, it wasn't.
Keep that company's name out of your mouth.
No, it was at a place in Nashville, Tennessee.
Right.
In 1996, they made the Cinnabon, or Cinnabon.
First of all, stop saying Cinnabon. It's a cinnamon roll. Okay.
That looked like her. They call it the nun bun. Have you never seen the nun bun?
No.
Here, show the nun bun. Do you not see it right there?
I mean, it kind of looks like an old crotchety woman, but...
Well, she was an old crotchety woman.
It kind of also looks like an orange, like a rotting orange.
So they call this, you know what they call that? They call it the Immaculate Confection.
Okay.
No, that's what
and
they call
nobody ate it?
No, it's still preserved to this day.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, it is kind of stupid.
Wait, did it not mold? What was it made out of?
No, they lacquered it up, and they made sure that it didn't get old. So in 1996,
that's what I want to do to myself.
Yeah, just lacquer it up.
Yeah.
And you become a saint. You're gonna be a saint, Brittany, like you and Elton John.
Yeah.
So they covered it up and they made it into like a art piece, so to say.
Of course.
So
Tennessee.
That was like 27 years ago.
Okay.
And also in 1999, she was voted in a Gallup poll to be the most respected person of the century.
Okay.
Would you not agree with that?
I mean, why?
I don't know. I didn't do the poll. So if you had to pick the top...
Yeah, who also were we polling?
Who would you pick as the top 3 respected people of the century?
Barack Obama.
No, that's a different century.
The wrong century? Well, I don't know. I only know the century I'm alive in.
You were alive in 1999.
Okay, Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, okay. Respected?
That's my
you can tell her lane is people getting blowjobs in the White House. That's respectable.
Yeah.
That he did that. Okay.
I don't know. Who else was around? Muhammad Ali?
Okay, that's
a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
One more.
Yeah. I was gonna say Whitney Houston, but she wasn't really respected.
Her drug dealers respected her.
Yeah, she was doing some dope shit, and also just dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, one more. You got any more?
Mateen, my brain is
okay. Well, I'm gonna give you mine.
Yeah. Okay, do that.
I'd say Martin Luther King.
Oh, what?
He was respected.
Of course he was, but
he's that century. Yes, the
you
century.
said when I was alive.
No, the century. You were alive in that century. My number 2 would be JFK, and then my number 3 would be Juvenile. Because he made Back That Ass Up.
Yeah.
And Back That Ass Up is the best song of all time. If you want to fight me about it, you can fight me about it. But it is.
It is a
He
pretty
did
good
it
song.
for the 9/9. and the 2000.
Back to Mother Teresa.
Back to Mother
We
Teresa.
have gotten off
Who's a scumbag.
the rails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Why
All
is she a
right.
scumbag?
So I'm going to let you know some other information about her. Starting in 1950, she spent nearly half a century caring for the poor, the sick, and dying in India, and eventually all over the world. So
Okay.
she took care of people. She made sure that they were all right.
This sounds like a nightmare.
Oh, Mother Teresa?
No, just that job. Just taking care of everyone.
Just being... So it's a
Like-
nightmare helping people.
Yeah.
So you've never... When the last time you helped somebody?
I mean, I don't know. It's
You don't
been a
know?
while.
Have you
No,
ever... Do you give homeless people money?
No.
No, never.
I have, but then I got stingy.
How so?
I just was like, you're just going to spend it on drugs, and that's what I need that money for.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Like, I'll give homeless people money if they do like a song or dance or something.
Okay, so you turn them into a clown.
No,
that's
it's not.
worse.
No, it's not that. It's just that, like, it's so many homeless people
That's
here.
so dehumanizing.
I
That's
know,
way
I'm-
worse.
okay.
You just keep your money and just don't embarrass them.
No, but if they go, I don't say like dance.
No, you say dance
No,
for
if
me,
they come up to
clown.
me like shoo doop shoo be I'll give them money. But if they just ask me for money, I'm not gonna just give them money.
Okay.
I'm no Mother Teresa. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
that's-
I've heard.
You know what that's called?
What?
It's called an illusion
What does that mean?
with an A. So you use something in literary term to compare something to a person or a place. So
Did you
that-
just say that to make me feel stupid?
No, it's a real thing. So
No,
that's the thing
I'm
about
sure it
Mother
is, but
Teresa.
you didn't have to
And that's
say
why
that.
you would be surprised that she's a scumbag, because she's usually known as somebody to
Right.
be good. So
Right.
someone does something like, oh, well, she's this, but she's no Mother Teresa. But now we're gonna let you know that
Okay.
if someone is bad, you can be like, oh, she's bad, but she's no Mother Teresa. All right, so she started a religious women's home and missionaries and charities, which ran hospices for lepers and orphanages in India. You know what a leper is?
Something's wrong with their skin,
Leprosy.
right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So they have these houses where they put lepers. 'Cause
Wait,
I-
what is like?
I
is
think
it
it's some
like-
kind of like skin. I
Is
don't-
it like necrosis, like where it's like?
what you call me? I think it's like that because they have leper houses.
Right, like their skin falls
They
off,
can't.
right?
They can't be around other people.
Okay.
So yeah. So she had orphanages, she had leper houses, and she had.
Is it
hospices.
highly contagious?
I would assume that it's highly contagious because you have to be around other people
With leprosy.
with leprosy. But I guess if she had her nuns working,
Right.
Yeah. So she had over 400.
Were they in
no,
hazmat suits?
Probably.
Yeah.
They were protected by the
That
cloth
job
of Jesus.
sucks.
Yeah.
Next time you think
Yeah.
your job sucks,
Yeah.
just remember.
You at least you don't work with leprosy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she had over 4,000 nuns that she worked with.
Okay.
You know what a nun is?
Yeah, a nun is somebody who wears. I wore a slutty nun costume once in college. It's like a black hat.
Any costume you wear is slutty. If you have it on.
It's a black hat, and they like whip you with the ruler, and they tell you that you're going to hell
Yeah.
if you masturbate and stuff like that.
Did you go to Catholic school?
I sure did.
So
But there were no nuns.
there were no nuns.
No
So what were there?
lesbians.
Was it an all girl school?
No, it was just I think really grumpy lesbian teachers,
Okay.
but they weren't nuns.
So
But
was
maybe
there
that's
men,
what nuns are too.
were there any men teachers?
Not in my Catholic school. No,
Okay.
they're all women.
So there was not like a father or
Oh, there was a Father Bob, but he was the priest. He's not a teacher.
so the priest did not teach.
No,
Did Father Bob ever get any controversy?
Father Bob was an alcoholic.
Oh.
Father Bob would come to church fucking
Smashed.
And then like
Yeah.
when it was like, you know, at the end when you do this Holy Sacrament, you have the wine left over and the bread, he would just chug
Just chug-
all
oh.
the wine.
Father Bob was a scumbag.
Yeah. Father
So-
Bob was lit, but he
Yeah.
didn't have to drive. He just lived in the what's it called, rectory, like right next door. So he would just walk to work.
And he
and
had
get
no
hammered.
like controversy with him at all.
Not like touching kids.
Okay,
I
well, that's
I
good.
couldn't even catch a look.
Okay.
You know.
Well,
Also
most
not a
priests
boy.
don't like you're not his type. You're not his type. So here's some other things about her that you might not know.
Okay.
At 12 years old, she decided that she wanted to dedicate her life to God. At
How
12 years old.
fucking boring. Can you imagine being friends with her?
No.
No.
What were you
'cause
doing at 12 years old?
I was stealing shit from my mom's jewelry chest and taking it to school and like trying to buy friends with money. Like I couldn't get a friend to save my life, so I would steal all my mom's jewelry and wear it, and then I would steal her money and try and give it to people to be my friends.
And you weren't dedicated.
I was not dedicated. Okay. No, I got in trouble actually. My teacher was like, I think Brittany's trying to buy friendships.
Whoa, at 12 years old?
Yeah.
Let me see. What was I doing at 12? So at 12, I got caught stealing a nudie magazine from a store while my dad was in the store. That's how horny I was at 12 years old.
So we both were dedicating our life to stealing.
To stealing and masturbating.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there yet, but yeah.
Not much has changed in my life.
You don't steal anymore.
No, I don't steal anymore. But I still masturbate. So she worked as a nun and a teacher for 20 years before receiving her call within the call, realizing that her life's work was to work in missions, and she wanted to work with the poorest of the poor. So that's where she began working with the impoverished people in India. And then she started her orphanages and her lepers houses and her hospices. So she sounds like she's a good person, right? She spent her whole life.
I mean, on paper, aside from being terribly boring, she seems pretty good.
Yeah. Do you think Mother Teresa ever caught some D?
No, because if she did, she wouldn't be doing that shit. She'd be out in the wild getting buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I think some nuns have to have. I mean,
don't step on my Nikes.
Some of them are lesbians, but I think some nuns have
caught one too many D's, and then they had to turn to Jesus. From D's to Jesus.
From D's to Jesus. From D's to G's.
From D's to G's.
Can we just start calling Jesus G's?
Yeah.
So Mother Teresa was down with G's. She devoted her life to G's.
At the age of 12. She didn't even get a period yet. And then she was
and she decided that she wanted to be
God. What would you do if your kid did that? At 12 was like, I'm going to devote my life to God. Would you be like, grow up?
No. If my daughter did that, oh my God. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah. You'd be like, go get some friends.
Oh. I can't even imagine that.
Okay, anyway, back to her being a
All right, so
scumbag.
These are some other good things she did, okay?
More good stuff? Yes. I'm so sick of the good stuff.
No, she's a good person. She's a saint.
Oh,
like Elton John.
So is Elton
She brokered a temporary ceasefire during the first Lebanon war between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization.
How?
Then she went to the Red Cross to save 3 dozen disabled children from the mental hospital.
Why did they need to be saved from the mental hospital?
I'm sure they needed to be saved.
Sounds like they were in the right place.
Yeah, she wore a costume like a superhero, so she did.
She took them out of the place they were supposed to be. I mean, imagine somebody's in a mental hospital because they're supposed to be there, and somebody coming to let them out. That's not.
Who let the dogs out? Mother. She let them out.
There's just a bunch of handicapped kids on the street, and she's like, "Free at last, free at last."
We need these kids to be here.
And then, did they have care when they got out, or did she just let them free?
I think she just went and let them free. But she also she brokered that ceasefire, and I can't imagine what she would have had to say to do that.
That's where she was sucking dicks.
Because because they're both Israeli and Muslims, and she comes in.
That's where she was getting railroaded.
Oh my God! I just imagine. She goes, "Okay, guys, if you stop the fire,
like,
I'll
lift up my
cloak."
I'll lift up my cloak and you guys can Eiffel Tower.
She would back that ass up.
I backed my ass up for way less.
Here's a fun fact that you might not know. Mother Teresa was hospitalized a few times a month before her death when she experienced 2 sleepless nights and she was behaving strangely, right? And so they said that she might have had a demon come to visit her. She was old, and
demon? Okay, have you ever had 2 sleepless nights? Yes, you have a kid. Like, it's not a demon, it's just sleep deprivation.
But they said she was acting strangely, so she wasn't acting like herself. So they were saying that maybe she had a demon coming to her. And you know what they did?
Demon semen.
Yeah,
it was some guy she was fucking.
She got the D. Yeah. The demon was coming. And you know what they did?
What?
They had an exorcist.
Exorcism?
Yeah, they exorcised her. And she started acting right.
I think this bitch is playing.
Have you ever seen that movie, Exorcist?
Yes, my
Yeah.
mom told me to not watch it, so immediately I
You had
found
to
a
watch
friend,
it, yeah.
and then I went and watched it, and I was awake for a month straight. I was so scared.
So I can't imagine Mother Teresa getting exercise.
I can't either,
Do you
'cause-
think she masturbated with the cross too?
No, I think she definitely walked on the stairs on her hands.
Just break dancing.
At like what was she, like 86?
I think she was. I have to check that, but she was.
Demons don't want old people, by the way. They're trying to get the young ones.
Yeah.
I don't think they want the old ones.
But if she's saintly, if she's one of God's people, you don't think that they would like want to attack one of the top soldiers of God's people?
I mean, let's be real. None of that's
I mean,
like the demons aren't.
no,
Demons aren't. I don't think they're that. I
It's a
think they're-
figurative thing,
Yeah.
not a real. Because you're not religious now.
No, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious.
Okay, what does that mean?
I believe that there is a higher intelligence than us and there is a divine plan, but
Okay.
I just don't believe that you have to go to church and pay money to be a part
No,
of it.
you don't. And so, like, I'm not really big into religion either. But I didn't grow up Catholic, but I got molested like I did. And but
I'm sorry to laugh at your
no, that's
face.
hilarious. No,
That's so funny. This
is why we're here. But
Did he have candy at least?
no, not the first time. I just why he didn't give me a second time because he didn't have candy. If he had candy, I would have. Yeah. But anyway, I digress.
Oh,
So
boy.
I didn't grow up religious. I grew up in a church, but I didn't grow up Catholic. We would go to church. My mom was really into it before, and I remember I got into an argument with my mom before she passed away, and I was like, "What if you're wrong?" And she goes, "What if I'm right?" And I was like, "Ugh, fuck. What if?"
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know what was happening, but I don't think I'd ever dedicate my life to God.
You won't dedicate your life to shit.
No.
Look at you.
I know. Look at me. But now you ready for the
Yeah.
the
That's
scumbag
what
stuff?
it's, I mean, that was
That's all the good stuff.
That was so much good stuff.
There was so much good stuff that she did.
also
Nobel
yeah.
Peace Prize.
Who cares?
Ceasefire.
Do you even aspire to any of that stuff? Like, if somebody gave me a Nobel Peace Prize, I would be like, oh, I'm so boring. I'm the most boring person in this
just
room.
happens to you.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Barack Obama has one.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so here's what you did. Here's the things that you...
I didn't know any of the things.
You didn't know any of that.
Yeah. So
But here's why Mother Teresa is on our show.
yeah,
She's a scumbag
she's scum.
of history. Okay?
So am I.
So you didn't want to hang out with her?
I'm a
and her-
scumbag of present.
Yes, but you're not a diss bag. Listen, so you don't want to hang out at one of her charity homes. They were not the place to be. Okay, a Guardian article in 1996 claimed that the conditions in her Indian orphanages were gross and disgusting, and the kids were malnourished and they didn't eat, and they all were stuck in a room just doing nothing. So essentially, Mother Teresa's orphanages was worse than Annie.
I'm sensing a theme where she's like saving people who were just fine. They were like doing better before her.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like, do you think that she knew? She had to know because she was at the top.
Yeah, she knew.
Yeah. So like I said, it was worse than Miss Hannigan. You know who Miss Hannigan is? From Annie.
No, but yeah, go for it.
It's worse than Oliver Twist.
Yeah, I mean, I think these orphanages are all kind of a scam because like they're just they don't have the resources.
No, and none of these kids are getting adopted. So they're just there, just being treated like animals.
Right.
And MT, we're gonna call it MT, she didn't do nothing.
She was busy sucking dick for peace treaties.
MT, WWJD. This is the thing. When we deal with religious people and like we found out that they're scumbags, they worship like the perfect person, right? Mm-hmm. Jesus. And it's like they don't do anything that Jesus would do.
I mean, they're just doing too much. This is a perfect example of being overexerted. She wanted to take on the world and then she just killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
Also, in her hospices, where people go to die on their last legs, the people there, they weren't given any pain medication. So only thing that they were given is aspirin.
Damn.
So you're dying. Can you imagine being on your deathbed?
She should just give him a Smith & Wesson.
Yeah. And just...
It's fucking...
That would be such a mess. That would be such a mess.
That would be more gangster than giving a
Dude,
dying person
dude,
aspirin. Can you imagine how bad they just want to get out of there?
A hospice with well, what, you
I
check
got
in.
an aspirin. You get
Yeah.
to pick. You get 2 fucking aspirin or you get 1 bullet.
But here she is. She has these people that are on their deathbed, and they had no pain management. No pain management at all.
Maybe she was taking all the pills.
Maybe.
I doubt it. I mean, again, it's an access thing. It's like she just clearly, like, she bit off more than she could chew.
Well, she was getting millions of dollars in donations.
So then where was it going?
I don't know. Maybe she had a coke habit. I don't know what.
This is what I'm saying. There's like these fucking, that's why it's so sketchy when religions get all this money or religious people get all this money and it's like, where's it going? Why is he driving a Bentley? Why are they flying a private jet?
I don't think that there's any good religious people.
That's gonna be that's gonna start some controversy.
No, I just thought. I mean, like everyone that I talk.
I think there are some good people who are religious. Let's not be crazy. I just think this, like, it's a power thing. When people get too much power, which she had too much power. She had too much money. She tried to do good things, but did she? Because where did the money go? Why are the kids dying? Why is the hospice full of aspirin?
No, not only was the hospice full of no pain management, but people were misdiagnosed. They didn't know what they had. And I even think that there were some people that didn't even need to be there, but they were like, oh, you're dying, so go here in the Mother Teresa house.
Yeah.
But imagine you're dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're a Catholic, you're a devout Catholic, and they tell you, hey.
Devout,
okay, whatever. You're going, well, you are Catholic, so, well, you are. And they tell you devout, if you're devoted, or whatever. Is that a word?
Devoted.
God damn it. I'm not Catholic.
You're also not as smart as me.
Oh, yes. Anyway. And you go to this house. It's like you're going to Mother Teresa's house. That's like where you want to go. Like your hero's house. And then you get there.
It's a fucking shithole.
And it's a fucking shithole. They give you a bucket.
And some aspirin.
And some aspirin. It's like, here you go, bitch. Die, bitch, die. Die, bitch.
Yeah, do you think people were excited to go there? That they got there? They're just, oh, bummer. It's like Fire Island.
Yeah.
For hospice.
For hospices.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. And not only was she's awful to the people, the hospice people, there's been numerous books written about how awful she was to her other nuns.
Yeah, so she's just a bitch.
Yeah.
She's a bitch. She's trash.
She's trash.
She's trash.
She's a scumbag.
She's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bums me out. It's like everyone thinks she was doing, and nobody really investigates. Nobody's looking close enough.
No.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. We let you know who's a scumbag of history, who you might not have known who's a scumbag. Because you didn't know that Mother Teresa was a scumbag.
I didn't even know what she was up to for real. I thought she might still be alive.
She is not still alive.
I hope that when she died, she had to go to her hospice. It's just
like, here you go, bitch.
Here you go, bitch.
And they just give her an aspirin.
Surrounded by like smelly, malnourished kids.
And I'm pretty sure.
I shouldn't have said smelly.
I'm pretty. They definitely smell.
They do, but I shouldn't have said
smell.
that because it's sad. They're kids.
The kids. They are kids.
They are kids. Yeah.
It wasn't all suffering in her hospices. Her patients got to become Christians.
Oh, wow. What a treat.
So they die and they go to heaven.
What a scam.
Yes.
What a thing.
I'm sorry I treated you. Let me baptize you so you can become a Christian and go to heaven.
You would think they already were if they went there.
Yeah, but then you had to make sure. I guess you had to make sure.
Yeah, I got to double check.
Yeah. Former members of her missionary of her charity, Susan Schultz, in her published memoir in Mother's House, explained that there were a practice of convert conversions that came from the top, writing that in the homes for the dying, Mother taught the sisters how to secretly baptize those who were dying. So you would go to her hospice, and then the nuns would come in, and then they would just secretly baptize you. And then you could go to heaven. Were you baptized?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to heaven, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I don't get about a lot of this stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, you can just do whatever you want. But if someone just prays for you, you're fine.
I mean, the secret baptism is sneaky, and also like, what is that, baptism rape? Like you're not allowed to just baptize somebody who doesn't want to be baptized. The
conversion rate, like, yeah. And what if they just baptize somebody and just their just head just caught on fire?
There's no fire involved in baptism.
But I'm just saying, if they're like a demon, like
Mateen, no.
So they did this because they were saying that they wanted everyone to get a ticket into heaven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of oxycodone.
And If you really
I would
want people
rather have oxys
if you
and
really,
go to hell.
If you really want people to go to heaven, give them oxys.
Yeah.
So when you die, it's this chemical that's produced called DMT.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And so a lot
I've
of people
done
think that people that die and then come back to life, they have this visions of going to heaven. But I think they're just high of DMT.
Yeah, I've done DMT. So
Yeah, and then they just come back.
yeah, and you
realize-
think you're laced up with the Lord.
Yeah, and it's really DMT.
Yeah.
So heaven is DMT. That is what we're saying.
So you can get super high here and then also just go to hell.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. She also controlled her nuns, and her nuns did not like her. Okay, nuns.
Do you
weren't
know
al-
they didn't like her?
Yeah, because I'm about to tell you why. They don't like her.
Okay.
Nuns weren't allowed to chat or gossip. They were only allowed to recite prayers together because of the general paranoia that people who got too emotionally close would violate their covenant.
Covenant.
Yeah, like they would violate the covenant.
Chastity.
Well, chastity.
Chastity is they would start finger banging each other.
Yeah. Well, isn't that
And
covenant? You don't keep your covenant.
I don't think that's what covenant means.
Yeah, we have to look it up. Because you devout, right? It's like a covenant.
Don't you go back to devout. The word you just learned. Don't try and throw devout covenant
Well,
at
anyway.
me. Chastity. Anyway, she didn't want her nuns fucking
she didn't want-
scissoring.
yeah, so physical human contact.
So
and
they couldn't even
friendships were prohibited.
gossip.
No.
This bitch was so boring. Like, I think that is her main crime, is that she's a fucking bore.
Really?
Like, people can't even you can't even talk and can't even be like, did you
No,
see?
because she said that
See how that guy's dying over there? We just gave him 2 aspirin.
take these 2 and call me in the morning. I can't. I'll be dead.
Yeah. This bitch is fucking a snooze fest. And she seemed paranoid.
Yeah, she was. I think.
Probably because she knew that they were going to start talking about where's all the money at?
Yeah, where's all the money?
Yeah.
What she's doing with the money?
Yeah.
Talking about the lepers and the hospices and the.
Did she do anything fun? Like, was it apparent where the money was going?
No,
Or no?
She didn't do anything fun.
The bitch was boring.
There's no I don't know if she left her money to anybody when she died. And
She better have left it to the
she
fucking
lived pretty long.
Lord.
So, to say oh yeah, I devoted my life to God and then to live another, I think she lived up into her 90s.
I wonder who she is now. She's probably reincarnated already. She's probably back.
She's Cardi B.
Yeah. I'm up and I'm up.
I'm up.
Got some wet ass pussy. Wet ass Mother Teresa pussy. No, that timeline's impossible.
It's wet with the Holy Ghost. Or holy water.
Holy water.
I said the Holy Ghost. What is it? Is the holy... What is it?
It's holy
the
water.
The Father, the Son,
and the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
Not the holy water.
Not the holy water.
That's just tequila.
That's... Just ask, what was Father... what was your father name?
Charlie? My
No,
dad?
No.
Oh.
God damn it. Not your priest.
Oh, Father Bob.
Father Bob.
Father Bob. Holy water was tequila.
Holy water was tequila for the Father Bob.
Father Bob.
So the nuns could only visit their family once a month.
That's way too many times a month.
Once a month.
Oh my God. If I had to see my family once a month, that is punishment.
And they also could only write 1 letter a month to their family.
Again, too much communication.
And then they had to flog themselves.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. That's what she made them do. She made them flog themselves.
I think that's hitting with it's with knotted ropes.
With a knotted rope, yeah. Like.
Okay, and she's expecting them not to get aroused. So they have to hit.
They have to hit
Do they
themselves.
hit each other or themselves?
I think they had to do it to themselves.
Oh, I would be phoning that in, or I'd be going fucking ape shit and then coming
Do
everywhere.
you think she sat there and watched
No, she was busy. She was busy spending that money. I think she was at Six Flags or something.
She was at Six Flags.
Yeah.
Oh, if flogging didn't bother you, just know that she was pretty shady when it came to her finances.
No shit.
Like Donald Trump level shady. Mother Teresa never released her accounts or her finances, and she maintained a practice of zero transparency. Zero. So that means no one knew what she had, where she had it, and what she was doing with it. And since she's a part of a church, she didn't have to show anything.
Yeah.
She was a 501c3.
History's fucking mystery is where this money went.
Yeah. She had millions and millions of donations that were just unaccounted for.
Yeah, I just want to know what she did for fun, because obviously she had something going on.
Yeah, they were all the donations were deposited in a bank, and she knew where it was, and no one else knew
Maybe
where
she
it
was paying out Palestine or whatever that peace treaty was.
But the thing about it is, the aesthetic of her life didn't change. Like, she didn't have any fancy cars, she didn't have any fancy houses.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, where did the money go?
To peace in the Middle East.
Really? No.
No, of course not.
No.
But I don't know where it went.
Mother Teresa, if you can hear us, where the fuck did your money go, B?
Cardi B.
Cardi B. Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Dude, can we need to write that movie where Mother Teresa dies and she come back as Cardi B?
You write that movie.
Yes.
I'll be in it. I'll be
yes.
Mother Teresa.
You
And
could
I'll
be.
just put that cinnamon roll on my face.
The nun bun.
The nun bun.
You can get the nun bun.
Yeah.
I want to go see the nun bun.
No, you don't.
I
You have
guess.
better ways to spend your life.
I do have way better ways to
Yeah.
spend my life. So there was an investigation, and they found out that only 7% of the donations that were made to Mother Teresa were accounted for. 7%. So that means
93% went
What?
to go into Six Flags.
Six Flags over heaven.
She was just going on the giant drop over and over again.
Yeah, so 93% that she kept. And so they said that she had so much money that if she withdrew the money that she had from the Vatican bank, that it would go default.
That's crazy. Also, I didn't know the Vatican had a bank.
Yeah, the Vatican has its own bank. The Vatican has everything. Did you know the Vatican is its own city?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, its own country, I mean.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is
been to the
Washington?
Vatican?
Yeah, I have. I went when I was young. My mom made me go, and she like made me look at the ceiling, and I was like, I don't care. She made me walk so far to get there too. We were like, our hotel was like 7 miles away.
It's in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 7. You walk 7 miles.
Yes, and my sister was like sick and puking, so she got to stay at the hotel. I was so salty, and then I had to go to the Vatican and look at the fucking ceiling, and I was like, dude, bruh, I do not care.
So the Catholic Church is one of the biggest businesses in the world.
I didn't. Wait, is Washington D.C. its own
No. No.
country?
No, it's not its own country. It's not its own state. It's a city.
Okay, well,
It's the capital of America. They were thinking about making DC.
What does the D.C. stand for?
District of Columbia?
Okay.
So they were thinking about making DC its own state, but I think that did not happen. I
They
don't
realized
think
it would
that's
be
gonna happen
insolvent.
to be, but it wasn't always the capital of our country.
Really?
Yeah,
What was?
Philadelphia.
Flip it up.
Philadelphia, and then they moved it after.
Yeah, because they're like, fucking Philly can't.
Yeah.
They're like, this can't be what we stand for.
Yeah, so then they moved it to Washington, D.C., and there was a man named Benjamin Banneker,
Okay, stop. I don't care. Keep
who's
going.
a black man.
Oh, of course.
He designed it. Don't do, of course. Come on.
Because you were losing me, and then you had to bring it back.
Necrosis.
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 It's a flesh-eating disease. When a recluse spider bites you, your skin starts to like dissolve off your body. It's
Yes.
called necrosis.
Is a recluse?
Recluse is a spider.
Oh, definitely a scumbag. Definitely a scumbag.
Yeah.
So she had all this money, and no one,
So the Vatican Bank would have collapsed if she took it out. But good thing she didn't take it out.
because the Vatican Bank is still around.
Yeah.
And
So maybe she just left it all to the bank.
And we still don't know where
What
her
the
money
fuck?
is.
Yeah.
And she died in 1997.
She's still alive.
You think she's still alive?
She's Cardi B.
Yeah, they preserved her.
She back.
She back. They preserved her like the nun bun. She's
Yeah.
just shellacked. She's shellacked over. I've known Mother Teresa, the name. She's been all throughout pop culture. I remember an episode of Animaniacs. They had her on there. I don't know what she sounded like. I just know what she looks like. I don't know what she looked like as a young person. She looks like one of those people that was just born old. Like you just like, oh, that
Yeah.
person. Like when you see someone like old like
She's
that.
born like 72.
Like she's been old her whole life. And, just finding out that this person who's a saint, like Elton John, is such a scumbag. It is just,
You're never going to let me live that one.
No. I will never let you live that down. I wanna go to Elton John's funeral just so I can be like, Saint Elton John, the Rocket Man. The Rocket Man, Elton John, the Saint.
Oh, Tiny Dancer.
Tiny
Saint,
Dancer.
Saint
The
Tiny
Saint-
Dancer.
The Saint
Yeah.
Tiny Dancer. But yeah, she's a scumbag.
Yeah, she's a scumbag.
She's an awful person. She portrayed herself as one thing and did the other.
So she's just a person.
She's just a scumbag person.
That's what we all do, don't
A
we?
scumbag of history.
Don't we all present better than we are?
Yeah, but we all don't give people aspirin and they need Oxycontin.
But they need oxygen
I
tanks.
know. You got AIDS. No, like I don't.
Shoo-a-doo.
Yeah.
Good luck. Your skin's falling off. Here's some aspirin.
Yeah, man. She's
The lepers.
She's one of the biggest, one of the most recognizable names in human history.
For now.
Yeah, and she's also one of the most awful people in human
Yeah.
history that no one would have known about unless they listened to this great podcast. Yeah.
She's
So,
trash.
Where do you think Mother Teresa fits on our scumbag scale? From 0 to 100. So 0 is not a scumbag and 100 is maximum scumbag.
Well, I really don't like anything about this bitch. So I would say she's like I'm going to give her like a 89.
89, that's high.
I know, but she's trash.
That's high.
I think the thing that makes you the most trash is when you act like you're doing good shit and you're really just ruining people's lives. And then you also accept the title of sainthood.
Yeah. She got that when she was dead, but
Oh, well,
yeah.
fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I just think she's trash. It sounds like she ruined more lives than she helped. And it's maybe her intentions were good and maybe she was like pure-hearted, but like the execution, she fucking broke her ankle on the dismount. She executed poorly. So I'm going to give her an 89. She's trash.
89 is pretty high.
She's
but I
trash.
see what you're saying. And I feel like I was going to go 79 because if we're 100 is the worst. But I feel like she did help enough to not be the 89.
I want to know where her money's at.
I want to know where her money's at too, because that's a big
That's
thing.
a big
Like,
question mark.
Yeah, because no one knows where her money is.
What if it went into like big pharma or like big tobacco?
Well, we know she didn't have access to medicine.
No, we don't know that she didn't have access.
She just
We
didn't give it
know-
to those dying people.
Yeah, she might have fucking funded the oxycodone movement
Yeah,
that wiped
maybe.
out.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. She was like the Walter White.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mother Teresa was doing all this. So I
Yeah.
go 79, you go 89.
Yeah.
You guys let us know where you think Mother Teresa will fit on our scumbag scale, and we'll let you know what some of you guys said next week.
Sounds good. See you later.
See you later, scumbags.